Welcome back to This Day. Joining me now is Pastor Paul Finley and Liz Travieso. Hi, welcome. So nice to meet you guys. Thank you for being here today.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, and so your week's going well? Things are going good?
Very well, thank you. Yeah.
Well, Pastor Paul, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your background. Like, how did you become a pastor?
I really attribute my calling to ministry to my grandma. I think most kids can account their grandparents being a strong spiritual influence in their lives from a young age. I remember sitting next to my grandma and grandpa in church, and she always, during the service, would pull out a roll of Certs mints and say, "Do you want one?" And to this day, I'll never have a Certs mint and not associate it with sitting in church with my grandparents.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. At what age did you know, like, okay, I'm going to do this as a vocation?
That's a great question. I would probably sense that I wanted to do something ministry oriented even in late high school. Like, I just really loved all the experiences that I had in church growing up, and I wanted to give that same experience to others. And originally when I went to college, it was to be a music major. I was a music major at St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota. And I thought I was going to be a musician in a church, but over time, God showed me that I had more gifts to share in a larger leadership role, and one thing led to another, and here I am.
Wow.
But you are a great musician.
Well, thank you.
Now, is it a long education to become a pastor?
3 years of coursework plus a year of full-time internship beyond a bachelor's degree. So most seminary-trained pastors have as much education as most other professional degrees, and but we don't get paid the same, though.
Yeah. You're like so, then that brings me to the rewards then. What is rewarding for you about it?
Well, what's not rewarding about seeing people's lives changed? Yeah. I just read a Pew Research Center study from 2019 said that people who are actively religious report being 10% more happier than the people who are not actively religious. And I don't know, in this difficult times and dark world, it's like, who couldn't use 10% extra happiness in your life, extra peace in your life? The blessings and benefits of faith are numerous. And so to be able to share faith and build faith and encourage faith in other people is reward in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Just last night when I was putting my kids to bed, and we read like a little thing every day, and it kind of brings a lesson into it. And so I was asking the kids, what is being with the family of God? What does that mean to you? And so I was telling my kids, one of the things for me that I always had this image in my head that has helped me through my life is I think of like a letter tray. And whenever things are difficult or I don't know how to fix something, I'm like, that box is for God. That's God's box. And I
like
can just put that worry and know that I don't have to be in control. I don't have to worry. God will handle that.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's peace. It's so much peace in your life.
Take it out of your hands, put it in God's.
Exactly.
Yes. We don't know what the future holds, but we know who holds the future, and that can give us greater peace.
Yeah. Liz, how did you get involved with the Lutheran Church?
Well, I have been a member for several years, almost 15 years, and during the pandemic, the gal that was in my spot, which was, she decided to just step down. And so they went ahead and advertised the position in the church bulletin.
Children's ministry.
Children's ministry, yes, I'm sorry. And I said, that seems kind of interesting. So I kind of put it aside, and then I just couldn't stop thinking about it. So I threw my hat in the ring and had a wonderful interview with the senior pastor at the time and our associated pastor that we have now, and just felt, they just felt, and I felt that this was where I needed to be. So I have been in this position for about 3 years now, and I have just had a wonderful time. It is probably one of the things that has changed my life because of the fact just being able to minister. And yes, I minister to children, but I minister to the parents. I get to be with older people at the same time. I get to be a connection with the preschool. And that, when I feel like I'm frustrated and I'm having a hard day and I don't like the way the world is treating me, and I start serving and ministering to everybody around me, it's probably the best feeling in the world. I just really, really just get a peace. And like we were talking about, that peace is just like, you know what, perspective. It is okay. So I am very blessed to be able to have this opportunity to serve the church in this capacity.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so for the Lutheran Church, for this church, if residents or people, maybe they're new moving here, they don't know what churches are around, or, you know, what would you say to draw them to this church?
Well, I think the key word is community.
Yes.
You know, especially in the village, people can become isolated if they're a widow, living alone. Sometimes it's hard to get out of the house because of physical abilities. I want to say the church is here for you. You know, we create community not just around worship services on Saturday night and Sunday morning, but throughout the week. We have daily Bible studies, and Bible studies are great to grow in your understanding of God's Word, but just to be in community and be in fellowship. We also have a weekly senior day out luncheon every Tuesday at 11 a.m. So come on out for a home-cooked meal and great fellowship, and often something entertaining or educational along with that. And many other things. We serve food to the community. The first and third Thursday of the month, we distribute food from Orange County Food Bank to anyone in need at 9 a.m. So all these things bring the community together. And I also like to say, if you can't come to church, let us know, and the church will come to you. We do visits with homebounds and shut-ins in the village. I bring them prayer, company, and Holy Communion anytime anybody asks.
I love that. That is wonderful. Yeah, because it's definitely such a hard thing as you get older. Maybe you've lost your spouse or what, like health issues, and so to be able to have that connection, that's amazing. That's wonderful work, rewarding work too. So you have a fun day coming up for the community.
Yeah.
And there's a surfing theme, which is why you're in the Hawaiian shirt today. Tell us about this event.
Yeah, well, Liz here organized the whole thing, so I think she should really kick off by telling us what we can look forward to this Sunday, the 29th, from noon to 3 p.m.
Yes, so we have a fall festival, and our theme is Catch the Wave of Jesus' Love. And it is a surfing theme because we are a church that loves water themes. We have a big space called the Cove. We have our little children in the bay. So, I mean, we do have a sense that we are right next to the Pacific Ocean. So we love the idea of that wave, that wave of love that comes over you. And we want to be there to be a wave in the community of love. We want to make sure that everybody in this community and our surrounding communities know that this is a place where you're going to feel Jesus' love. So next Sunday at 12 noon, we are going to have a water slide. We are going to have classic cars that is going to have the trunk and treat. So mom and dad can look at it, or grandma and grandpa can look at these beautiful classic cars while the kids get candy. We have a jump house. We have games, popcorn, snow cones, hot dogs, sandwiches. I mean, we're having a wonderful show of skits and song performed by our drama ministry. We have
And the Laguna Woods Theater Guild is participating as well. So we're bringing the community to our space to bless the community. And it's all free.
It is all free.
And it's also there's a cause. You're doing
Yes. So go ahead.
Well, there's a very worthy nonprofit organization called Wells of Life, and they go around the world and they drill wells in communities that don't have access to clean drinking water. The transformation that clean drinking water brings to a community in terms of the health, the mortality rates decrease, people's livelihoods thrive, and so for the cost of $6,500 to drill a well in Africa, we can change people's lives. We can save lives, and we're tackling that mission in the context of building community. So we're building our community, and we're building a community somewhere else. And we're having a 50-50 raffle, to the proceeds of which will go to support Wells of Life.
Okay, wonderful. I love it. Love everything about it. I wish you great luck on this. It's going to be a fun event. So
Thank you.
Looking forward to. Thank you for being here today.
Glad to be
So
here.
come join the Lutheran Church of the Cross for their Fall Festival free community event. Catch the wave of Jesus' love this Sunday, October 29th from noon to 3 p.m. Don't go anywhere. We have announcements and weather coming up right after this.